more like a life-carrying element to all the Malaysian lives here.
And now for our interview segment, the real estate industry is packed with both experienced wolves and young pups, making full use of the current demand in the property sector. But do the young real estate agents have what it takes to match up with their superior? In this day and age, every community has their own groups and association, bridging the gap that exists within an ecosystem, and at the same time skilling up each individual to a competitive level. And today, to talk about what young real estate agents have to face, is the head of youth at MIEA, Billy Lau. Hello, Billy. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you, Sasha, for having me today.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, so Billy, could you tell us more about MIEA?
Sure. MIEA stands for Malaysian Institute of Estate Agents. We are actually an association formed to represent the real estate agents as well as real estate negotiators in Malaysia. We have been in existence since the 1970s, in which during the inception we were initially known as MIEA, Malaysian Association of Real Estate Agents, and subsequently it was renamed to MIEA, Malaysian Institute of Estate Agents, in 1989, so that we would have a new image that represents professionalism and a higher level of standard.
All right, so what are the benefits of joining MIEA?
Sure. MIEA actually offers many benefits to the practitioners. When I say practitioners, actually I mean practicing real estate agents, practicing real estate negotiators, as well as probationary estate agents. There are various benefits, one of which is you get immediate recognition as a member of a professional body. Obviously, if you are a professional, you would like to be to have an association which represents your interests, such as the lawyer who are represented by the Bar Council. In the same way, real estate practitioners are represented by MIEA. And secondly, we also conduct activities and talks to educate the practitioners and elevate their standard of professionalism. And there are many other benefits actually if you can log on to our website. We have conferences, events to help the members to increase their network exposure, to increase their circle of friends, as well as even business opportunities. Yeah.
All right, so you being the head of MIEA Youth, can you tell us more about that department?
Sure. MIEA Youth was founded about approximately 5 years ago. It is a group within MIEA that was formed to enable the young members, when I say young members are those below 40, to meet, to interact, to organize activities which are relevant to the young members, to help the young members grow in their standards as well as in their business, and also to organize activities which are fun and relevant at the same time, because we realize that at the current moment there are a lot of young people who are joining this industry because they realize the amount of money you can make actually from this industry.
Okay, so who is MIEA for actually, and how can the real estate agents become a member with MIEA?
When you said who is MIEA for, you mean who are they representing?
Yeah.
Okay, MIEA is actually representing the members, and when I say the members, they are not. Our members consist of practitioners who are real estate agents, real estate negotiators, and probationary estate agents. What are the difference between these three? In this industry, if you are a real estate negotiator, you are a salesperson engaged by a registered estate agent to assist in a business, to help clients to sell, to let their properties, and in return to charge a professional fee for the agency. These are real estate negotiators. And real estate agents, on the other hand, are people who have gone through a written examination as well as a practical training for 2 years with the Board of Valuers, Appraisers and Estate Agents and property managers at the moment. And they also go through an oral interview with the board. So actually we are very regulated and a professional board actually tests us and our level of competence before we can actually get the authority to practice as a registered estate agent.
All right, so
Yeah.
now let's say if someone wanted to become a real estate agent, right?
Yeah.
What is the qualification required to become a real estate agent?
Okay, to be a real estate agent, to be a real estate agent, you to be identified as one, you need to have an authority to practice as a real estate agent. So in order to obtain that, first of all, you need to be a Malaysian citizen or a Malaysian PR. You need to have SPM qualifications and some other qualifications which can be found in the board website. And therefore, you are eligible to sit for the board written examination. So the board written examination consists of part 1 and part 2. Part 1 has 6 subjects, part 2 has 6 subjects. And upon passing all these subjects, you are then eligible to register as a probationary estate agent. And when I say probationary estate agent, you have to go through a 2-year practical training under the supervision of a registered estate agent, and to have a logbook or a diary, keying in all your activities and being signed off by the supervising registered agent. And at the end of this practical training, you have to then submit your logbook together with 2 practical tasks to the board, and then they will call you in for oral interview. And once you pass that, you are eligible to apply for a registered estate agent authority to practice. Yeah.
All right, Billy, so we will continue with our interview after this.
Sure.
But right now, we are going to take a look at our first TechCrunch. We have all heard of AI assistants. We have them almost everywhere around us, from our smartphones to smartwatches and ever in our homes. Well, basically anything that has a smart on it. But have you ever wondered what type of response those assistants would give towards an inappropriate questions? Well, here is what Amazon has done on its own Alexa.
In the world of home voice assistants, it can be really fun to ask silly questions to the likes of Amazon's Echo device and Alexa, the female voice that responds to your queries. Ask Alexa, how much is $1 bazillion? And you might get a response along the lines of more than a gazillion. Or Alexa might just reply with something basic like, I don't understand the question. Keep in mind that Alexa is not a real person, but some real people have raised concerns about Alexa's voice sounding too subservient with her responses, especially when she would be asked questions of a sexually explicit or harassing nature. Now, it looks like Amazon has taken a step to empower Alexa with her responses. A report in Quartz said that Amazon has added a disengage mode to Alexa that will let her answer untoward questions with responses like, I'm not going to respond to that, or I am not sure what outcome you expected. According to Quartz, an Amazon spokesperson said the company discreetly added the feature to Alexa due to customer and engagement feedback, and that it was a deliberate decision to not get involved with customers who use Alexa in an inappropriate manner. So, ask Alexa whatever you want, but don't expect her to feed the trolling.
Google is teaming up with Tencent in an agreement to share their patents between the two countries. The sharing of patents would cover a wide range of products and technologies going forward.
Alphabet Inc.'s Google and Tencent holdings have agreed to share patents covering a range of products and technologies. The cross-licensing deal comes with an understanding that the search giant and Tencent will team up on developing future technologies. The agreement may smooth the US company's business in China, while helping Tencent's push to expand beyond its dominant position on the mainland. The agreement is a typical industry arrangement between corporations designed to minimize patent infringements, with the US company signing similar deals with Samsung Electronics Co. and others. It is significant that Google is tying up with China's largest corporation after effectively withdrawing its search engine from the country in 2010 by ending self-censorship. While many of its services remain blocked, the US company is rebuilding its presence in the world's second-largest economy by sharing its artificial intelligence software tools and ramping up investment through projects such as a new research base. Mike Lee, Google's head of patents, said that by working together on agreements such as this, tech companies can focus on building better products and services for the users.
And now we continue with our interview with Billy. All right, so Billy, my next question,
Sure.
I would like to know what are the existing challenges faced by the real estate agents in the country right now?
If you look at the real estate industry, it has evolved over the past few decades, I would say. And things have changed. It is no longer the way they used to be before, because currently technology is playing quite a prominent role in how we do business. And real estate agents or negotiators currently face I wouldn't say challenge, but a new level of thinking that they need to have, whereby they need to adopt technology into their business. Failing so, they would be at a disadvantage. With the likes of social media, Google and portals, and everyone is being glued to the phone, nowadays property buyers are more and more inclined towards the digital media to search for their property. So therefore, I would say nowadays the younger practitioners are becoming more and more inclined towards using the digital media to market their properties. And of course, back to your question, I would say in this industry, just like before, we are purely, as a real estate negotiator, you are actually most of the time on a contract for service. And a contract for service means that you are employed on a commission basis. And therefore, of course, a lot of time, if the real estate negotiator do not perform or they have not been able to close a deal, they will find some challenges in keeping up with the business because you are purely commission based. But on the other hand, if you can make it, this is a highly rewarding career. You are paid based on what you put your effort in. The more effort you put into your business, the more you get as compared to a fixed pay job, of course. Yeah.
All right, so from your point of view, why should the younger generation take real estate agent as a profession?
That's a good question. I think the younger generation nowadays are looking for career that are flexible, that can accommodate to their lifestyle, and allow me to say maybe a career that can give them financial freedom, would you say it? Financial freedom to actually earn as much money as possible in the shortest possible time. And young people in this current generation fit very much to this industry because now this industry is no longer like before. It is currently regulated by the board of valuers, appraisers, estate agents and property managers. It is a regulated industry and it is a respectable profession. It's no longer broker, illegal brokerage those days, you know. It's a respectable profession and I think parents should encourage their children to take up this as a career choice, in fact, if you ask me. Yeah.
All right, so is it the right time right now to be in real estate, considering that the developers yet to meet the demand of low-income earners?
There's always a time for everything. Even in business, there's always a season. But in particular for our industry, a lot of them say that we are recession-proof because in down times, people are actually also buying properties, especially the people who just got married or people who are looking for a place to stay. These are people who perhaps migrated from other states to the urban area, and they will always be looking for properties to stay. And there will always be demand for properties as long as it's in the right place with the right price. And I would say, yeah, it is the right time.
All right, so speaking of, what are the current market trends in the real estate sector? Sorry.
Market trend?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to ask, but actually the market trend at the moment, if you ask me, I think MIEA, we recently did a survey on the market sentiment. And what I gather from the survey is the public is still very positive towards products that are correct. When I say correct, it means they are placed in the right location at the right price. Not a product that is in an oversupplied location.
Yeah.
For instance, places like perhaps PJ, we are already crowded with shopping malls all over. And if you were to build another shopping mall within this particular region of, say, Damansara, we have easily more than 8 shopping malls in Damansara itself, it would be an oversupply situation. But if you were to build something which is not very much available at the moment, I think it's still in demand. And if you ask me, the bread and butter products are the ones that are doing very well. Bread and butter means perhaps terrace houses. Any terrace houses or landed properties worth below 800,000, if it's still available, I do not know, in areas which are rather matured with the commercial activities. I think those are doing still fairly well. And of course now the trend also is affordable housing by the government. And the government is actually pushing a lot on affordable housing, such as Prima, Rumah WIP, Rumah Selangorku. So these are the properties which the public are actually very keen and interested on. The only question is whether the government is implementing it correctly and whether the developers are working hand in hand with the government to implement the right product at the right location.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm now down to my last question, Billy. Do you have any upcoming events that you would like to share with us?
Yes, actually we do. We have so many events actually every year. It's just that we want to inform our members so that they can benefit from this event. Our next event actually is on March, the 2nd to the 3rd, which is called the Malaysian Annual Real Estate Convention. It's going to be held in Sime Darby Convention Centre. Normally in this kind of convention, we invite keynote speakers and property experts who share their views on the property market, on the practice, and practitioners are invited to come to learn and to educate themselves, to uplift their standards. That's one of it. We also have MASPEX, which is I think somewhere in the second half of this year, which is called the Malaysian Secondary Property Exhibition, whereby we actually have an expo for secondary properties. So agents are invited to set up booths to sell their secondary properties. And we also have award recognition annual dinners, which is also on the second half of the year, whereby we recognize top achievers in the industry, top rookies and top agencies, awards like that. So these are just some of the few events we have. Of course, when it concerns youth, now we are having a youth summit every year.
Yes.
So every year once we will have a youth summit, and this year we are having it in Sabah, Kota Kinabalu, whereby all the youth practitioners are invited together to meet, to network, interact, and to do business.
All right, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Billy, for joining me on Talking Points.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be taking a short break right now, and we'll be right back after this.